generally, I'm not a big fan of memorization. However, knowing your times tables really makes division, reducing fractions, prime factorization, a whole bunch of things a lot easier in mathematics. So for this problem, we're going to take some cube roots, and to try to encourage you to do cube roots, I'm going to tell you a standard set of a good set of cubes here that you should really memorize, kind of like how you did your times tables. It's not memorization for weakness, it's memorization so that way you can pull them out more quickly. In fact, I bet you half of these you'll find kind of easy. 1 cubed is 1 times 1 times 1, that's just 1. 2 cubed is 8. 3 cubed is 27. 4 cubed is 64. 5 cubed is 125. 6 cubed is 216. 7 cubed is 343. 8 cubed is 512. 9 cubed is 729. And 10 cubed is 1,000. Okay, I don't know note cards or something to memorize these, but we'll use them as reference on the next couple problems here. And when you see me in class, ask me for the techniques that I use to try to memorize these, because I have some pretty cool stories about each one and a good trick I can show you that would allow you to be able to take cube roots in your head. Now notice that if you have these memorized, the problems become almost trivial. Cube root of 343? Well, what number cubed equals 343? Looking at the ones that we know, I can see that it's 7. So the answer to this problem is 7. Now, unlike square roots, where you can't take the square root of a negative number and avoid complex numbers, square roots and negatives force you into the complex plane, you can take cube roots of negative numbers, because a negative times a negative times a negative is negative. So to do a cube root of a number like negative 25, which is negative, the answer is definitely going to be negative. And then by our chart over here, we can try to find the number 125. Oh, there it is. The answer is going to be 5. So the negative is because you're taking the cube root of a negative, and 5 is just the actual regular cube root of positive 125. And notice indeed, negative 5 times negative 5 times negative 5 will be negative 125. Now, those are not up there anymore, right? I didn't write them down, so without flashing back, can you tell what the cube root of negative 216 actually is? Well, I'm going to show you an extra technique here. I call it the break out of prison technique, but if you could get this by just knowing the powers, you can actually get it much faster. But for my technique, this extra technique, I'm going to recognize that this is definitely going to be a negative number. It's going to be a negative because you're taking a cube root of a negative number. And I'm going to break this down. Watch this. 216 breaks down into 2 times 108. 108 breaks down into 2 times 54. 54 breaks down into 6 times 9. 6 is 2 times 3. And 9 is 3 times 3. Now think of the cube root as a third-degree prism. So in order to escape from a third-degree prism, we need to find all cubes, perfect cubes. So 2, 2, 2 would indicate to me that the number 2 escapes from prison. Similarly, 3, 3, 3 would indicate that the number 3 escapes from prison. So what's the final answer to the problem? Negative 2 times 3, negative 6. Did you get the same answer? Hopefully you did.